educational philosophy. My name is Ethan Jones, and today I'll be talking to you about Objectivism. Now, my perspective is a pretty common one. I'm a natural lecturer, and as such, my educational philosophy most closely aligns with Objectivism, as I have previously said. However, I have a slight mix with the constructivist model, but not much. I believe in teaching via lectures for my teaching and learning methods. I believe that this is the best mode of teaching for me. Not only do I do a good job of providing information in this manner, I also have the distinct ability to rephrase things on the level of my audience effortlessly to ensure they grasp the material. For learning methods, stressing individual work for the students is key for me. I believe a focus on individual work for each student builds character, responsibility, and resiliency within each willing and ready learner. Testing is an excellent way to teach and assess these traits, thereby enabling students to take control of their own learning. By placing a student's grade into their own hands, I believe they will be much more likely to achieve their individual goals, as well as learn the importance of responsibility and work ethic. However, I do not always see testing as the best way to evaluate a student's learning, where my mix with constructivism comes into play. I believe that for some instances, an individual project will keep the student both engaged and interested in the learning process and not become bored with a constant barrage of tests, quizzes, and assignments. Now, there are also several instructional needs and problems that I would like to talk about that have to do with my philosophy. Just as I believe a focus on individual work will produce responsible students, I also believe accountability is a key part of each student's learning process. If there is no accountability for each student, then there is no motivation for each student to put forth effort into their own learning. Without motivation, nothing will get done in the student's life. Individual work must be a focus if responsible, high-functioning students are going to be taught varying subjects. To ensure this accountability, educational standards are necessary and must be put in place into the classroom. These standards must reward students who put in the hard work necessary to a successful education and also show struggling students what they must work on to ensure they do not fall behind their peers. If a student falls behind their peers, they will become separated from them in the education process. This is a huge problem that will have lasting, harmful effects on any students who fall victim to it. Now for assessment methods, I believe that traditional tests are simply the best way to properly evaluate a student's overall learning. I do not believe that the standard testing method is always the best choice for an assessment, such as multiple choice, however. These tests serve their purpose, but I believe that there are other highly effective manners to gauge a student's learning and commitment to the learning process. One such alternative way to test is short answer based assessments. In these tests, partial credit can be easily given for those students who are trying extraordinarily hard yet have simply not fully mastered the information necessary. These students who have put in the hard work may not retain the necessary information on an assignment should still be rewarded for their efforts, in my opinion. In short answer testing scenarios, effort can be observed and rewarded, whereas on a multiple choice test, a student is either right or wrong with little room for error, and their effort simply cannot be seen. As mentioned before, I see and believe in the value of individual projects and the assessment process on some special occasions, such as a final project or fun assignment every so often.
Created using Powtoon.